Take a moment right here, feeling like it's out gear. Driving towards the sun with a rose and a gun. Feel the wind in my hair, going nowhere I swear. Like an outlaw on the run, dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running, no. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running, no. Keep running. Told my boss that I'm done. Had no luck with my mom. Say, what will you do with your life? You know it's hard to survive. A cigar in my mouth, maybe guilty but proud. Now I'm an outlaw on the run. Dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running, no. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running, no. Keep running.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Apple Mountain Valley, a City Skylines sandbox interactive YouTube series by yours truly, Design Candy. Welcome back to episode 3. I hope you enjoyed the time lapse looking into new music and all the cool things to do there. It's pretty fun picking the music, and so if you guys have any suggested royalty-free songs, let me know. I kind of want to do different genres too, so I saw Fresh Popcorn do a band actually from Buffalo, from where he's from. I peeped them. They're good. It's cool. So I like all different kinds of music, all different kinds of stuff. And so, yeah, look out for that to come. Anyway, let's get to this episode. Where do we start? This view. Wow. What do you think? What do you think? I think it looks great. I was on Reddit the other day. And so just so you guys know, I probably say this a bunch of times, but if you want to get up to date screenshots or just know what's coming in future episodes, you should check out the Reddit page for Design Candy or the Instagram page. Obviously, follow me on all social media. Follow me on Twitter too, because that's where we really push everything out all the time, and tweet me back and all that fun stuff. But the Instagram page is kind of the cheat sheet. I post screenshots on that very frequently, and so if you want to kind of get ahead and see what's coming, screenshots are uploaded on that literally every week. So yeah, check out the social media. Anyway, so let's get into what we built in the time lapse. This whole thing. Yep. This was fun. This was really fun. A couple things to point out really fast here is the road layouts. Those were very challenging just to get some symmetry. Also, just to have it not grid-like, right? Just grid, to add some variety into, you know, these grids and into this structure. And so I'm really satisfied how it came out. We are going to copy this grid, this square grid. So from this angle, we're going to copy this all the way down the map. And so all these streets should stay current all the way down through the map and through the city, just to keep that grid formation, that square grid. And so I really like how it turned out. Before we get into that, I do want to show you guys something that I did do off camera. And so we had a couple things. First thing was sewage. Quick fix. The quick fix was to just literally create a lake and then put the sewage in that lake. So initially what I was going to do was create a water treatment facility and incorporate it with the coal power plant. I might do that on this side. I haven't decided yet if this is just going to be like luxury condos or rural area or that water treatment plant, or maybe somewhere in these mountainous areas, flatten out that land, make a cool road to get up here. But for now, we are just going to fill this guy up with poop, pretty much. And so that's a quick fix just to get the infrastructure for the city going. A lot of you guys know if you play City Skylines, and if you don't, you have to get the city working before you can design it. And so these type of series, I really want to design everything at once, but there's some things that we have to come back to in a later date and make full episodes out of and make really, really cool. And so another one of these things are these water towers. These water towers provide water for the entire suburb area. And so again, we'll go back and do a water treatment facility. We'll do a water plant, everything in super detail. But for now, that's how it's going to be. Let's get into what we built quickly here. Kind of talk about the schools. And so again, every school that I built, I want it to be like very, very customizable. I guess that's the word. I wanted to be very custom and not just placing the vanilla prop down and just, school here, then it's done. Just add a little bit more variety to it. And so each of the schools that I built have different characteristics to it. They all have school buses, but some have big parking lots, some have soccer fields, etc. So this right here, this is elementary school on that side, and then the high school on this side. And then we have a cool bus depot. I really love the decals and how decals turned out. I really emphasized decals in the last episode, and now I'm really using them. I know how to use them. I have a little bit better understanding on how to place decals and their effect, and I just can't wait until more decals come out on the Steam Workshop. And so again, if I haven't yet, by the time this video drops, I am pre-recording this video, so if I haven't created it by the time this video drops, I will be creating a Steam Workshop file so you guys can all see and download all the assets that I use. But yeah, like this high school and these cool parking lots with these interesting colorful cars. I don't know how much I like those yet. I might be looking for some other car assets. But yeah, that's school number 1. So let's go over here and look at the school number 2. And here's where I was really using those decals and just trying to spread some dirt around. I kind of envision like the kids will walk home from school this way if they lived over in this area here, and this densely housed population here. And so they would kind of walk through here to get home or get behind their house there. And so again, another school bus depot, kind of not legit. What I mean by legit is not realistic, just because I don't think this type of school would have that many school buses. And so I'm going to delete a few. See if I can't delete some without deleting the lines there. So that's almost maybe 2 more. Kind of delete. I'll go back and fix those, but that's almost a little bit more realistic, just because of the reality of how many students would go to these schools. I think we have 583 there, and then 137 even at the elementary school. And so, you're not going to need that many buses in this type of neighborhood, because mostly kids can walk. And so kind of make that a little bit more official, a little bit more believable. But, just checking out the school here and seeing all the kids. And I mean, I really love the vanilla asset of this high school across the street to a custom asset of a elementary school, because it really gives the extra dimension of, like not every school is the same in this neighborhood. And so I'll show the last school. Actually, we have 2 more schools, but I kind of want to shift and talk about just these neighborhoods and how they look. I kind of went after the feel of Atlanta suburb. And so, a lot of trees, a lot of houses looking exactly the same. There are some variations. So I think there's 3 different houses in those houses, there's 3 different colors. And so as you can see here, I spaced it. Now you guys can see that in the timeline too. We spread that timeline up really, really quickly, but you can see I placed every single grid and zone by hand. And so every single house was either a 3x2 or a 2x3, excuse me. And so that was really, really cool, really, really fun. But this grid just turned out really, really cool at all the houses. Here, I wanted to do a little bit more congested, like house next to house next to house with the same type of houses, just to see how what kind of look it would give. It kind of gave the look of like condos. And so we will have a condominium section, like apartments on this side here, coming soon. I'll probably wrap it right around this highway so you can see it right off the highway, and incorporate a street that goes from here to here, so you would kind of tie in everything. But yeah, I really like how the spacing in these houses, it looks interesting. We're going to fill this up a little bit more with detailed and trees and a little bit more parks. But yeah, it came out really, really cool. Let's go over to this school. This is my favorite school by far. Just look at that, overlooking the water. Like, that's so cool to me. Get a nice water view, little Apple Mountain water view. And so here's the elementary school and another high school to service this main area here. Again, we only have 3 schools here, and so I went a little bit overboard with the schools. I think that some of these aren't even close to being filled, but as we build capacity this way and as we build more people this way, it will kind of offset it. And so we're kind of building for the future versus the actual need. If I was playing just a regular non-sandbox mode, there's no way I could even afford that. And so, but yeah, this elementary school asset is just amazing. I have to look and see who created it, but I'm really impressed on just the detail and level of work. That sign's super cool. And so yeah, the elementary school across the street from the vanilla asset for the school. The high school got a little bus depot here. So the kids will get dropped off there. Maybe even on the sides here. We got a little back path to get to the 2 fields. And so I kind of envision this as a like district headquarters, because you have the big school here, which you kind of dub as offices. And then yeah, this cool soccer field asset. Now this thing is really cool. You can see the kids on it playing soccer. I might even put a people generator there so more people visit it. But you know, like how cool would it be just to walk over just to play, you know, a game of soccer right after school, or even have these tennis courts that are shared with everybody. So you go to the tennis courts right after school. And so really quick, I do want to do something really fast. I want to add some lights to this. Let's see. Let's look for the airport lights. There it is. So I think that looks really cool. Let's see that view. I'm all about views, guys. I love the cinematic. Ooh, look at that. Oh man, you can see the climb to the mountains there, and all the houses there, and the new industrial facility right here that we'll get to in a minute. Oh my gosh, that looks great. Okay, one last thing here is, oh, look at those decals. Those decals make it look so realistic at night. Man, look at the cracks in the road, the dirt. That's really cool. Okay, let's do here, and this is where we'll use that airport light here. And so these kind of, you know, they could pass for field lights. They definitely could. Yeah, they definitely could. That actually works really nice. Let's put that down there. And there. Let's see, is that out of the park? Maybe hiding those trees there. And then there. Oh man, that's gonna look good. Okay, let's look at that view. Oh man, I wonder what it looks like from dusk, just before these turn on. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Man, okay. Wow. How cool would it be to play soccer in this view? Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is a cool place to live. I would live here. What about you guys? Tell me in the comments, would you live here? Oh man, that's cool. Okay, before we get over to the new industrial district there, these all need naming, all of them. And so I don't know if you guys saw the last episode. If you haven't, check it out. But I'm big into naming things, either after subscribers or you guys just shout out a bunch of names and we'll pick the best one. But there's 2 areas here. There's one here and then there's one here, if you can see the outline. And so I want to name both of these after somebody or something. Give me suggestions. I'm pre-recording this episode, and so if you've already told me a name for the shopping center, we'll get that next episode. And then obviously for the industrial district. And so let's really quick talk about the industrial district. Oh my gosh, that just looks cool. Let's bring this back daytime. So the industrial district, this will be at least the majority up to the train tracks, and then a good portion down here. And so just a bunch of warehouses. And so if you can kind of think about it, these people will work here in this area and they would shop and eat here, right? And so that's kind of the flow of it. And so let's check this out. So this was really fun. I really enjoyed doing this project of the industrial district and the warehouses. It's really cool. I'll show you guys kind of how I did this, just in case you guys want to kind of implement it on your own. I used the move it tool, and I'm grabbing a decal here, but you can grab these buildings, and so these are warehouses clipped inside of the bigger warehouses. The reason why I clipped them inside is because on their own they're just regular warehouse blocks, but a lot of warehouses have loading bays. And so I thought it would be really cool to have an actual loading bay in the warehouse. And so all we do is use the move it tool, place one of these guys down, because you can see how they look here, right? So this is how they look by themselves. And so all you have to do is use a move it tool, place it down, copy it, and paste it right in there. You know, we kind of had it flush. I could have had it a little bit more out, but I thought it looked cool fleshing in as if this had loading bays. Now I couldn't do it down here just because you'll see right here how the terrain is elevated, really, really weird. And so this is too close to the highway on ramp here, and so it's forcing a little bit of clipping. Technically, I can use the move it tool to fix and align that, but go ahead and get that out of here. Yeah, I just didn't want to mess with it. And so again, we have our other loading bays down here, a bunch of decals here and cracks and dirt. It actually looks really, really, really cool to me. I really like this project. And on this other side, just have random piles of crap and some dirt decals, some cracks in the road. And right here, it's really, really cool. I really love how this turned out with the dirt decal, because it looks super, super ashy and shady and, you know, dusty. And like at this time of night, man, it looks amazingly amazing. And so you can see like the road marks here and then the dirt marks there, and you know, you kind of have to enter through a security gate. This is a new asset on the Steam Workshop. Super legit. Shout out to the dude that made it. I can't remember his name, but he's really cool. I connected with him on Twitter. But just having these assets here and you know, the roads and the dirt and just how everything piles up, man, it looks so good. Looks so realistic and good. You even have the hangover here where the roof is. Let me turn the lighting up just a little bit so you can see the dirt. And so, you know, kind of slopes in like that. Like it's just like that looks stupid realistic to me. And so top it off with a parking lot. The Design Candy staple for parking lots, a lot of decals in the parking lots and making them look really realistic and really cool. Finish off with some trees and yeah, have some parks at the end here. So I imagine people going out and using the parks while, you know, they're on break, or, you know, going out for picnic lunch or whatever while they're in these warehouses working. And so just a couple of things that I kind of want to do in the future episodes. Next episode, I don't know what direction I want to go in, and so kind of like a checklist, we do have to finish and flesh out more residential, because I have a big residential demand for residential zoning. I have a really high demand there, and so we're gonna flesh that out, kind of solidify more of this industrial district. I do need to create another exit for both the industrial district and the neighborhood down here, because this is going to start getting very congested very quickly. Also, we're going to do some condos and some apartments here, move on, and we might even jump over to the downtown area. I'm going to have this highway split off into this direction there, and so have all the tall buildings and everything overlooking this here. So it's gonna be really cool. Look at that side. That's even cool now. You can't even see the town way over there. And so this map is huge. It's gonna be really fun to just fill it up and be creative. Again, this neighborhood district is gonna be self-sustaining, and there's probably gonna be more just like that. Maybe one here, maybe one over there. You know, just a bunch of different neighborhoods coming together for the big main city. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me, Design Candy. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you like what you see. Also, give it a like. That really helps me out. Also, hit me up on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, definitely. And as always, we're going to end with some candy.